Testing, testing, testing. Hi, students. This is Gwen. I'm coming into the screen right now. There I am. Okay, so today I'm going to do a brief video on how to use the weed press. Some of you, because of where you are not going to need the weed press. There's a couple that are never going to unfreeze, so we have another option for you. But I'm going to show you what I'm going to send you this next week and how to use it. So here is your weed press. Okay, for those of you who never used it, it's got a strap that holds it all together. What you're going to receive, let me take the strap off of it, is, oops, there went the straps. You are going to get your outer sheet and the bars that go horizontally, go next to the cardboard, and then because you've got more of them and it'll hold it flat. So the idea is to keep these plants flat and to get all the moisture out of them. So what you're going to be receiving are two of these, and you will get either 11 or 12 sheets of this cardboard, okay, right here. And then what you're going to do, and if you look at the assignment sheet, you collect the weed, and if it's got a big, thick, fleshy root, you need to cut it down so that it's narrower, so it's not so thick, because what happens is these things will mold up in your press. Okay, so if you read the directions, what you do is you take a piece of cardboard, you lay down a piece of paper, and weeds are easier to mount if they're a little bit smaller. Okay, if you happen to collect a big weed, you wait till the last minute and collect a big weed. What you're going to have to do is probably cut it in sections because you need to mount this in a notebook. And more than likely, you're going to choose a notebook that might have, 8.5 by 11. So you're going to take this and you're going to spread the weed out as flat as you can. Let me get something. I have one over here that I threw out. Oh, no, I don't. Efficiency in the garbage. Sorry. Let me get, hang on just a second. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm coming. Oh, this looks bad here. Okay. Coming back. Okay, so what you're going to do is, this is a dried flower from yellow star thistle. So this is going to break apart when I put it here. But what you're going to do is take the weed, lay it down, flatten it out, spread it out as much as possible. Again, if you've got thick, fleshy parts, make it as thin as possible. Put another piece over it, and then grab another sheet of cardboard. And you can do like 3 or 4 weeds, as long as they don't touch each other in here. Okay, and then you'll stack them up in here. So you've got 20 sheets of paper, so that means you can do 10 sets of weeds. Okay, so that's all you can do. So you don't want to wait till the last minute. Now once you've put this in here, for small weeds, you need to change the paper every 24 hours. So I would suggest not doing more than 5 at a time, because you're going to need to dry out that paper overnight. Okay, so you'll need those 2 sheets of paper to dry out before you use them again. And for bigger weeds, it's going to take 48 hours, but you should still change the paper after 24 hours. If you don't change the paper, they're going to mold, and I don't give credit for moldy weeds. Okay, so then all this goes together. Just say I've got all my weeds in here, okay, and the last cardboard. And then what I do is put this on top, and I put the straps back on to hold it down. What I would do is either get a bunch of heavy books or a concrete block, a couple concrete blocks. Don't drive over it. I had somebody drive over it and break the press. But something heavy to keep it pressed. Okay, so a stack of books would do well too. Okay, and you can actually make your own press if you wanted to. One of the students is going to do that. Okay, but just the important part is to lay them flat, all the leaves spread out, and you should have the root system of these plants as well, because you need to show that so you know whether it's a annual or perennial, and a seed head if you can have it. At this time of year, we may not have a lot of seed heads. Okay, and those of you who are in a place that has snow right now, if you're in central to eastern Washington, well, we're going down below zero tonight, but it'll warm up again. But those of you in western Washington can be collecting stuff right now that's on the list, so you don't have to wait for me. But if there's any questions, please don't hesitate to email me about it. But this is the basic operation of the weed press. Now I am sending the weed press to you, but we didn't charge a lab fee, so unfortunately you're going to have to pay to have it shipped back with your weed collection that you make. So I just wanted to let you know that, and they're due the Wednesday before finals start, which I think is March. Oh gosh. Okay, here's the 2017 calendar. Hang on. That would be March 8th. Okay, so that doesn't, this is already January 4th, so we've got 2 months before it has to be done. Okay, so let's start with it, and we'll just keep up with it as we go. We're just on the second day of class, so I just wanted to make sure you knew how to use it and what to look forward to. So I appreciate your time and your patience. I'll tell you what I want to do is I'll take this out of here. I want to show you, here's an example of one of the weed books. It is this, an 8.5 by 11, and you can see how the weeds have been mounted here. Okay, so this one is prostrate knotweed. Okay, and it says, it's written in handwriting, which isn't very neat, but I'll accept that. Prostrate knotweed, annual spread by seed, and it was found on 5/10/16. Okay, it didn't say where it was found, but I would appreciate it. But you can abbreviate it. On the sheet I have it a little bit longer than what I was going to do. So you can see what these would look like, but there's no mold on these. Okay, so if you look at this second one, this is meadow salsify. Okay, it's a biennial, spreading by seed, and it was found on 4/28/16. So those are examples. Okay, and here is annual sow thistle, annual spread by seed, and it was found on 5/25/16. So this was this last spring. We've got a tansy mustard here. Okay, and it's a winter annual spread by seed. It was found on 4/28. So you can see these were all after our class, so none of ours are going to be quite this big. But this is an example. Here's downy brome with a seed head. This is actually not blooming, but is actually coming up in Walla Walla now under the snow. So we'll probably start out with that. So I just wanted to give you an example of what a weed collection might look like. Okay, so I'm going to stop the videotape here, and we'll go on with the first lecture. And I really thank you guys a lot. Oh, the other thing I wanted to show you real quick, because in class we did this. Here's your textbook. Okay, this is pretty well worn. There are some that are tan on the cover. They haven't published it in a while, so it's been hard to get a hold of. But so some of my pages may not match up, so we'll just look at it as we go through. I'll give you a list of the weeds. We'll match it to the pages. But this is the book we're going to have to use this quarter because we couldn't find the other one. So this is a great book. I would recommend getting the book rather than using an online book, just because you can't take it into the field with you. Okay, and sometimes you may not have your phone to be able to search through something. Okay, so that's what we're doing for right now. So thanks a lot, and I will see you after a bit. Bye.